My name is Bonnie Rooney and I'm with Remax Suburban. I'd love to share with you for a few minutes some of the things that I see as the biggest mistakes people make when they're finding their new home. The first one would come under the category of paying too much attention to other people. In other words, a lot of other people will tell you stories about how their real estate deal went. And if it was 20 years ago, certainly the market has changed in that time. So listening to exactly what they have to say and any horror stories that they might have might not give you quite the right information. So hang in there, have a look on the internet, educate yourself a little bit, and then move on and use their advice with a grain of salt. Also avoid paying too much attention to the national real estate picture. What's going on in New York and Philadelphia and California is not what's going on in the Chicago suburbs. Our market is chugging right along right now. We've got a lot of very good activity and you'll want to be able to be a part of that. So get the local information you can. Find a good website, talk to your friends if you've had any who have bought lately. Find out from them what their experience was like and what's happening in this area. Getting started online is a great way to do it. Don't think you'll get all the information that way, but it's a good way to start. And also you'll be able to look at specific properties, you'll be able to look at communities, what their demographics are, you'll be able to look up information on schools. But don't necessarily think that you're going to get a better deal by working with the agent whose listings you see on the internet. You may not realize it, but that agent has already signed a contract with the seller that specifies that they're going to work for the seller and they're going to make a certain amount to do that. And there'll be a certain amount of money left over for an agent, for the buyer to share. So that agent works for who? The seller, not you. So you really want someone to represent you and your interests. Kind of like not going to court without your own attorney. Granted, this isn't anything like going to court. It's a lot more fun. But don't figure you're going to get a great deal from that listing agent. So that being said, you want to find yourself a full-time agent, someone who does this as their livelihood, not as their hobby. There's plenty of us out there. We all have great websites. We'll do a great job for you and represent your interests only. So now that you've sort of gotten a foundation going, you can think about specifically what you want to do. How much money do you want to spend? And once you know that, you want to get yourself pre-approved. You want to get your financing in place right away before you set foot in that first property. The reason we do this is because we want to avoid heartache. You can go into a home and fall in love, but if you don't have your financing done and you can't afford that home, then you're going to be heartbroken. And I don't want to see that for you, and I'm sure you don't want to go through it either. So find a good mortgage representative and get yourself pre-approved before you go. I think probably the last thing I want to remind you of is, since the market is so hot right now, good properties are selling in 24 to 48 hours. They're going quickly. So don't take your time to think about it. In fact, don't take 4 days or a week to ask your parents to come and look at the house or your friends to come and look at the house, because by then it won't be there. So you've got to act quickly these days. This might not have been the case a few years ago, and if one of your friends bought a home a few years ago, they'll say, "Oh no, that agent's just trying to rush you." Well, reality says that most of the good homes sell quickly. So make sure you're ready to move. Have that pre-approval in hand. Have your money lined up in your bank accounts that you think you're going to need. Move on and find the greatest home for you and your family. Please feel free to have a look at my website to get some more information about buying homes and to look at specific homes in your area. My website is www.bonnierooney.com. Thanks. Have a good one.